swear to you, mother.
We try to take the labels off because but now it's seamless. You did a great job. No one will ever know.
The plastic's gotten shittier, right?
Yeah.
It's like...
And no one will ever know that was a Poland spring water. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Two Cool Moms. I'm Joe Gatto.
I'm Steve Byrne.
And we are here, momming it up. Flick off the table, directly nut shot, right in the jiggy by accidente. But it was...
I mean, it really is like the perfect trajectory. And I got through the tripod, which is like fourth, and I got it right.
That's what they also call jiggy.
I got him in the jigs. I got him in the Jarian.
You got him the little Jagargian.
Jagargi, yeah.
The little Jargian.
I still have trouble saying his last name.
That's why I just call him Mark.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad he went with Jiggy.
This is my friend Mark. Yeah, that's stupid.
Jagargian.
I had to spell it the other day. Wasn't even close.
Yeah,
Go. Try it. Go ahead.
Jigiran. You added and didn't have enough letters at the same time. I don't know how you did that.
It was amazing.
No?
Yeah.
Spell it now.
Jigiiara.
Is that it? No.
No, you took off of him. You did better last time.
Yeah.
We got to get a fifth grade Indian kid to come in and spell your name, man. That's the only way it's going to get it right.
What is the origin? Hat salesman, also comedian. Thank you for joining, Stevie. I came in this morning. I was excited to talk to you because you told me you had a story.
I did a show last night.
Okay.
Okay.
Here in New York.
Here in New York, an exclusive show at a private hotel thing or whatever. Go in, do the show. These shows. It's like the last 5 minutes of a John Wick movie. You know that hotel? Like everybody's beautiful. You want to go home and see your parents. All models and dudes that probably have a lot of money and cocaine. That's the setting. Okay. So I do the show. Fun. As I'm dismounting, good night, everybody. This woman comes in, nightgown. It trails behind her, like everybody's dressed up, but she's like dressed like the Met Gala or something.
To the nines.
To the nines. A little older. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I go, ladies and gentlemen, hot butter for my aunt. My Aunt Charlene came to support me, a little overdressed and a little late, but how about it for my Aunt Charlene? And you can just like, it starts getting uncomfortable. I'm like, she's not used to being up this late. Usually Wheel of Fortune, she kind of not. So, I mean, I'm just digging a hole and getting like guys are laughing, girls are a little horrified or whatever. So anyways, I get some laughs. I get off stage. I run to do a spot at the Cellar. And my boy Mike Young, who runs the room, who I've known for years, like, come back up, let's meet up for a drink. So the room funnels out into a nice bar area, okay? Mm-hmm. I go over and I order a drink. And who do you think approaches Steve, the belle of the ball?
Aunt Charlene.
Aunt Charlene comes over, and this is what I get. Excuse me. Yes? Do you know who you insulted this evening? I go, no, and by the way, and she goes, I go, oh, sorry? She goes, Vander-Built. I go, okay. She goes, yes, those Vander-Builts.
Of the Vander-Builts.
Of the Vander-Builts.
They Vander-Built this city.
They Vander-Built this city. And so she lets me know that she is a Vanderbilt. She lets me know she's had a top 5 recording. And I'm like, look, I'm very sorry. I want everybody to have fun. I hope you know it's just in jest. It's levity. I don't think you... By the way, you are the most gorgeous woman in this room. You know that? You are sensational. 10 minutes, I'm getting pounded, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, you look fantastic. You know I'm just goofing. Can I buy you a drink? Yes, I'll take a Pinot. And then she goes, I'll take a Pinot. And please, my phone died. Charge my phone for me. Like, now I'm working for her. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And I feel so, like, bad that she, you don't want to make a woman feel. So I'm like, of course. So I go to the bartender. I get a drink. Can you charge it? Yeah. I grease him, and I do a Gatto style.
I
grease him. You give him a 20. I ask for 18 back. I do it my way.
For sure, your way.
A little bit.
Start with me. Finish with a
Byrne. In the middle. Yeah. So I go back, and now I'm getting like the download of everything she's up to, and I just it's fine now. We're good, right?
You eye to eye.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Also, the name of her hit single.
And then, like, a woman that looks like Rosie Perez comes up. She goes, "There he is." I go, "Oh, no." She goes, "There he is." She goes, "That's the one that called you old, right?" And she goes, "I know. He referred to me." And now it's like she came over and hit a reset button.
Right. The sinkhole
Factory reset.
Sinkhole it. Yep.
Now I'm back to square one.
Oh, no.
Now I'm apologizing to her. Now I'm apologizing to her. And now I'm just like, oh, my God, this is awful.
Perez.
Another 5 minutes goes by. I get her like her little drinky poo. And now the girls, we're all calm. Everybody's having a nice evening, right? Rosie Perez's friend comes over.
No.
She goes, "That's the guy?" She goes, "That's the guy." I go, "Oh, for fuck's sakes." She goes, "Yeah, you can't do that to a woman." I go, "I know." Another 5 minutes. Pacifying.
How many drinks are you in right now?
I mean, well,
You're basically bartending.
that's why I got this carry-on with me today.
You're basically bartending now.
I should just cocktail it. Tom Cruise back, so I get it all situated. We're all good. She's taking a few digs at me. I'm like, yeah, fine, that's okay.
As the Vander-Bilts do.
That's how the Vander-Bilts do. You know, they treated the Chinese horribly when they were building the railroads, and now it's Stevie's turn. So, anyways, I get it all situated. Now here's where this is genius. This is like my favorite part. You know, like in the Avengers, in Loki says, "I have an army," and then Tony Stark says, "We have a Hulk."
Yeah.
So Sherrod Small comes in, hammered, high, and this is everything that he appreciates. I don't know if we're going to put this story, to be honest with you. I don't know. We can't use this story.
We're spending so much time, but
Sherrod comes in, and he's like, "Stevie, what's up, baby?" I'm like, "Oh, God, he's hammered." And then I'm like, "Hold on a second." I go, "I'd like you to meet my good friend Sherrod Small." Sherrod comes over. I'm not joking. Within 45 seconds, I hear, "I will do everything to you." I'm like, "Good night, everybody." And he was like all over her, and I don't know what happened because I left, but I was like, this is my great equalizer. But I did hear her say, "Who is this guy?" So it just like, I took it on the chin. But anybody who knows Sherrod. Sherrod is a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
He's like the comedy seller Pepe Le Pew.
That's amazing.
He's always down.
Thank God he came through for you.
Oh my God,
I don't think we should tell any of this story.
No. Or we could beep it.
Beep the whole thing.
It's just 5 minutes. Beep. It sounds like somebody died.
Yeah.
Just like,
Let me tell you a story. And the whole thing is you're just doing this. I don't know.
I don't know, buddy. I think you could beep the names out though.
Okay, sure.
Do you think it's? I don't know.
Are you worried about the Sherrod Small thing?
No.
Okay.
No.
So then you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell Vanderbilt. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. Yeah. I'm fine with it if you're fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. She was very sweet.
Well, so it all got taken care of.
It all got taken
Great.
care of.
Everybody
She was very
left the
nice.
night very happily.
Everybody left. Everybody was happy.
That's what they say about you. They say that you are a tornado of destruction. No, that room. I mean, I've played that room. If that room gets quiet, it's a quiet place. That had to be a little. Were you worried at all up there?
No, because I'd done it a few times, but they moved it to the library room, which was like a gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful room, but it was jam packed. They had no spotlight.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like performing in the dark. There was one mic. It was like every comic's coming off like, oh my God, there was just like, oh Jesus.
Tough.
But I do a little crowd work and got them going. And
Well, good, baby. I mean, if anybody can pull it off, it's Stevie Byrne. That's what
don't
I say
cut the
about
blue
him.
wire. Don't cut the blue wire. And guess what I did? I cut the
First.
the blue
You
wire.
didn't even look at the other wires. You're like, where's the blue one? You went in.
Don't touch this. Don't touch this button.
You were running around with the fork like, where's the outlet? I gotta plug in.
Oh man.
I wondered did I have a hot aunt?
But you know what I mean. Have you've had to have come across somebody who who comes across very esteemed, but they want to let you know how esteemed they are as well.
Oh, for sure.
We're just like,
for sure.
Look, I get it. I understand. Can we just have a normal conversation? Though, you know.
I was playing with the boys. We were in. I want to say what might not have been Boston, but it was in that area. It was up northeast, whatever. And I forget what a Yankee hat on.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy comes over at the meet and greet. This is when we're doing meet and greets. And I haven't thought of the story until right now. We're at the meet and greets. Q had a Yankee hat on, or Sal had a Yankee hat on.
Yep.
So probably Q. The guy comes in, the meet and greet. Mm-hmm. He goes, hey, he goes, we take the picture. He goes, and the guy was a little obnoxious, a little loud, not even that drunk, but just his personality,
A Yankee
a little boisterous. No, he wasn't.
Okay, gotcha.
The guy was. So he comes in, he goes, take the hat off. We're not taking the hat in that picture. And Q laughed it off or whatever.
Right.
And then the guy goes,
It's always nice when a fan comes up and demands.
Yeah, right away. Yeah. So he goes, taking a picture. So we thought he was joking. We're like, no. And the wife goes, I'm not taking a picture with a guy in a Yankee hat. I'm sorry. She's like, you could either get out or take the hat off. And I just looked at her.
Get out of your meet and greet?
Get out of our meet and greet. Get out of the picture part. So you need to get out of the picture at a meet and greet. And then, Q was like, and we're like, oh, it's all right. And then Jeff Johnson was there. And so here's Jeff. And he's like, okay, don't worry about it. I said, no. I said, it's fine. I said, it's fine. And I took out $200 out of my pocket. I gave it back to him. I said, thanks for coming. Enjoy your night.
Wow, really?
And the woman goes, no, I just don't want a picture with a Yankee hat. I said, oh, but dear, we don't want a picture with you.
Wow.
I said, we don't appreciate the energy you're coming in with, but thanks for coming to the show. We hope you had a good time. She's like, no, the show was great, And he was like, no, listen. He's like, this is, it's different in this town. You don't know how it is. I said, you don't think I've been to this area?
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, you're not going to talk to us like that. I appreciate that, but there's no need for anything. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a great night? And then they were on the side, and Jeff had to deal with them for like a half hour, but whatever they wanted, and then they were like apologetic, whatever, and then I just left it up to Q. I said, he's like, dude, we can take the picture. He's like, I'm leaving my hat on, and they're like, no, we'll take a picture, and we ended up taking a picture with the people.
That's what you call the meet and fleet.
The meet and fleet. But it was like just that was like one thing that was just so obnoxious, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, what he said was, we paid for this.
But you don't get to talk to somebody like that. Yeah.
I was like, it's not necessary, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So that was it. I mean, I've met royalty. Have you met royalty?
Well, I met a Vander-Built, and she reminded. By the way, this is what she said to me too. Oh. She goes, "So I'm hanging out with her. I go, Miss Vander-Built. It's such a great pleasure to spend time with you. I'm trying to be like really polite, and I go, I feel like I was flying coach. I got upgraded first class. She goes, darling, I only fly private. And I just wanted to break my glass and stab my neck. And like,
yes,
like, when it spurts, I wanted to like
push
aim
more.
It and like splat.
But you wanted to die quicker, so you would squeeze the blood out. Not apply pressure. Yeah. Apply pressure.
So she looks like Carrie. She's standing there like a
lemon wedge it. Lemon wedge it.
More pain.
Man, do you have contact info to follow up?
No.
I would love that.
No.
We could find
it. You
think
I want to put myself in that situation again?
We could find it. I could call and apologize on your
behalf.
Meet
my monkey friend, Steven. It's like, oh, good
Steve,
God.
I would love if we reached out to her.
That's the reality show.
Yeah.
Vander-Built and Steve Byrne in a
road tripping
in a van from Maine to California, and just see how. Guess what state Steve kills himself?
Oh my God, that's
or just the season finale is me just veering off into
the VW. Then I had like Thelma and Louise in it. You go to hold her hand, she puts a glove on first. She's like, "Give me a moment, Steven. I am ready now." What a great name too. You're destined for greatness.
You are.
What are you doing traipsing around? And then she's hanging out with the likes of you. She doesn't have better people to hang out with. I love you, but like she doesn't have like. I mean, what were the Morgan Chases busy?
I know. Yeah, I guess the Carnegies were at a Kennedy clam bake apparently, and then she wanted to hang out with
who?
The Carnegies.
Not the Carnegies.
Oh my God.
You have a pronunciation.
I'm from Pittsburgh.
The Carnegies?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Carnegie Hall? Not Carnegie Hall?
That's embarrassing, Steven.
You know what?
And I'm
going to go have a bowl of penne.
You know what?
Penne or
Hold
penne?
on. The Carnegies.
You know what? You know what? Actually, though, my mom.
Yep.
I think it was her grandmother was royalty.
Oh, amazing.
There's Seoul, S-O-L, is a rare name in Korea, and it was of royalty up until it was my mom's grandfather that gambled the fortune away.
Oh, wow.
So there's actually like a statue of of his father, I believe, in
with his
in
hands
Korea.
holding out empty pockets, like we lost.
Oopsies.
But that's why she grew up like literally dirt poor
wow.
in Korea. You know, the classic like walked a mile to school barefoot in the hut with everybody's on the floor sleeping. All those tropes, third world nation, and then she goes back to Korea within a generation. What Korea's done since the war has been unbelievable, and so Seoul is, it's a unbelievable powerhouse of what they've done. But
and you attribute that to your royal lineage?
Well, my mom was the Carnegies of Koreans.
I can't believe Carnegies, the Kennedys. I love you, Stephen.
So you met royalty, though?
No, I met a I met a prince.
Oh, you met
Playing craps.
You met the Long Island medium.
I did. I
yeah,
did
that's
meet her.
royalty in Long Island.
She's
right?
great. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I kissed the ring and everything. She knew it was coming. I
She knew it was coming. There he is.
bingo. I did meet playing craps. I met a prince in Vegas.
Of course you do.
Yeah, so I was playing.
As you do.
I was playing. So this was a very fun story. So as I do, I normally get a private craps table when I want to go and gamble and have some fun. So they gave me one, and this is back in the day. I believe it was at the Delano Hotel, and they gave me a little private room in the high roller room. They have a craps table, so we're sitting there.
Prince is coming. You think you're gonna?
Yeah, gonna gamble like it's 1999. So we're rolling, having a good time, and then this guy comes over. You could tell he is a guy, and he walks over and he's like, pardon, not even pardon.
Yeah.
And as I'm like I'm like, yeah, and I think he wants a picture.
Oh, by the way, that's like when you're rolling,
right? I know, I'm focused.
You do take that very seriously,
100%.
Yeah.
So he's like, and I'm like here, and I'm like, hey. He's like, pardon. He's like, this table seems to be fun, and the prince would like to play. And I go, and so the guy starts in the pit bull. He's like, sorry, it's a reserved table. And I go, I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, the prince wants to play with us. We will let the prince play with us, right? So we roll
because here's what Gatto's thinking.
Yeah.
An invitation for fun. That's what you're thinking.
Bring it in.
An experience like none other.
Exactly.
And this is where your head goes.
So here he comes. And now you think, when I think Prince, I'm thinking here he comes with the whole woof and the horn. And he's probably coming in with their, like Prince Ali, Fabulous He, Ali Baba, kind of coming in with a parade. No, he's a dude. He's got a Gucci jacket on. Yeah. Right? Just like he comes in, super, super nice dude. Like just kept to himself like, hello. And then he walks over and he comes with, he's got like 15 people with him on his side of the table, right?
Sure.
On my side of the table, it's me, a bunch of the guy. I forgot who was with us, but it was a bunch of people.
And he's rolling deep. He's got money, right?
He's there. So he comes in, whap, the table like lifts over because that's how much money he throws down, right? Boom, it's just right. So I'm like, okay, he's playing. I'm not $25 bet. I'm not doing nothing crazy,
Yeah.
So we're just hanging out. He starts going, and then my roll's over. I did pretty good. Now it's a couple people there, and I looked at the prince and I go, "Would you like the dice?" And he goes, and he looks, and the big guy, like leans in, and they talk about it, like, and he goes, "I will take the dice." So it not translates, like he like consorted with him, right? I will take the dice. He takes the dice, okay, and I'm sitting there and I'm rolling. I'm watching him roll out. I put down all my bets, and I go really heavy. I'm like, this prince is going to crush it. And then I look up, and I realize that he bet the don't pass line, which means he's going to try to crap out.
No.
And I already have all this money on the table.
No.
Because we're sitting there having fun talking, being like, the prince. I'm playing raps with the prince. And
So that's the bet where you're betting
he's
against
basically
everybody.
betting the opposite
You're
of
betting,
me.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God. So he's betting you lose.
He's betting I lose. So
He's
I was
shorting the table.
He's shorting the table. So he came over, and I was like, this son of a bitch. Says this table's a lot of fun. Comes over. I thought he was going to join the party, right? So he goes ahead. He ends up winning.
No.
I end up losing, and I was like, this fucking. And then I was like, all right. And then I was like,
but he doesn't get your. It's not like poker. He doesn't get
my
your
money. He gets the house money. Right.
Why would you do that?
I didn't know why. He said he wanted to be part of the fun, but he was anti-fun. So I was like, oh, and then I go, oh, Prince, I didn't realize you were going to go the other way. He goes, yeah, I normally roll bad. I'm like, could have used that info a little earlier.
Well, fun for royalty is letting commoners be reminded that you're just mere commoners.
That's it. I was like, you just want to give me all that money?
I will take all your fun.
He was using colored chips I had never seen in my life. He had a square like brick chip. Like I didn't know. I was like, it had to be $100,000 brick or whatever.
Oh,
he had them in his pockets like he was pulling it out. It was insanity. Insanity.
And so, how long did that last?
He rolled once. I rolled. He rolled once and went around the table. My side rolled, and then I finished. I said, you know what? Before I got back to him, I was like, have a good night.
Wow. Did you ever find out what country?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Narnia? Is that real? That's not real. Right? Not Narnia.
Because we should find out and go like during the summer weather and just like start like a fire in the woods.
No, you know,
so it'll decimate the countryside.
We'll ask it swell to borrow a private jet, fly over. Boom. Yeah, no, I didn't know what country. I didn't find out what country he was from, but he was a prince. So that was
He's a prince.
Yeah.
All right, well,
never know.
let's get to work.
Let's do it, buddy. Let's solve some problems. Hopefully, there's some high-end problems because this is a high-end episode.
If there's a problem, we'll solve it.
Can swell, we'll solve it.
Okay. Okay, hold on. This is okay. Here we go. This is coming to us from Byrne. Byrne writes, "Hi, mommies. I have a wonderful 15-year-old son who is smart, caring, and all-around great human." Well, congratulations.
That's great.
Byrne. That's a testament to her being a great mom.
Great. You should brag about that stuff.
But he hasn't made any close friends and won't put himself out there. How do I help him come out of his shell and foster friendships? Thanks, gents. Steve, you're funny. Joe, you have my heart.
Oh, that's sweet.
Byrne.
You know what helps
15-year-old
kids make friends is when their mommy makes them make friends.
My mommy said
My mommy said I had to.
Yeah, no, she's doing the right thing though. She's you want your kids to have friends. You want your kids to be social.
100%. She cannot be an active part of it. What she needs to do is equip him with the tools of friendship.
Yeah.
She needs to show him that's important to be honest, loyal, supportive, all things that people want to be.
It sounds like he has those
his
attributes,
friends.
right?
She thinks so. What's he doing wrong on the streets? That's what we got to have to ask ourselves. Bryn has a version of her son. Do the people on the streets think the same thing? We don't know. So we have to make sure that he's putting out his best version of himself out there. My instinct is that he's either, I'm not saying that he's a bad kid out there. I'm just saying he's probably might be too shy, anxious, or whatever, and not showing the people what Bryn knows is in the heart of her son there.
Right. Well, look, he's 15. He's a sophomore, I assume.
Yep.
You got 2 more years of high school. There's gotta be some club or. I remember in my school there was like the electronics club. There's football. There's got to be something where it's like an interest where there's a collective group where you say, you know what, I'm dropping you off and you're going, and it's the age old thing. Any adult knows that's got a kid is like I don't want it. You drop them off and then they don't want to leave.
Had the best time. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the push out of the nest.
Exactly. Yeah, and 15. That's a tough age.
I had no friends.
You had no friends at
15.
15?
Zero friends. I was zero friends.
You're slaying dragons in your backyard by yourself.
By myself. I'm battling. I'm out here battling.
You had no. Well, obviously
14,
you had
15. I had no friends. I had a couple of high school buddies.
Yeah.
And then I became real tight with them in sophomore and junior year.
Right. Yeah.
But freshman year high school, didn't really have many friends at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to Pittsburgh. I think 6th or 7th grade, and I had no friends. Look, I moved to New York City. I had no friends. I remember I moved
to LA. I had no friends. And I made some of the best ones.
It's tough, man. It is at any age. It's tough to make friends, but I think you just gotta put yourself in those situations.
Right. So
he has to.
For her, what does she do for him? So what do you think she has to help him find opportunities to make friends? Like where? Where's he doing things? Yeah. Where's he going? He's like, Mom, I have no friends. Okay, where can you make friends?
Right.
Dive into the Facebook groups. Look at the school calendar. Look at what things that he could do to say, hey, why not try this?
Right.
Why not try this? Be a planner or somebody to help with that.
Get catfished.
For sure.
Get into it.
Find a van. Get some candies.
Build up a desire to want candy and just hang out at a park in boy shorts. Yeah.
Short shorts, tank top it.
Absolutely, yeah. Do some push-ups in the park by yourself.
Reading a Dungeons and Dragons book.
You'll meet an older man.
Sure.
That'll be your friend.
That's it. Set up a chessboard in the middle of a park and just wait till someone sits down.
Tie a red balloon.
Yeah.
And attract attention. Just kind of
maybe post online where you're going to be. Maybe post online where you're going to be.
You know what? Here's one.
Go.
You're 15. Get a job.
Yeah, there's another one.
Get a job. Some of the best friendships I had in high school were from the friends I made at work, because you're like, hey, let's go get a pizza afterwards. Let's play some mini golf. It's
just exposure too. You'll have people around you, because obviously, well, maybe there's just people in school he's not getting along with at this point and whatnot. So maybe you have to tap into other things: neighborhood friends, community friends, work friends.
Sure, yeah.
So
I think activity based job. I don't know if he's athletic. It sounds like he's not playing any sports, because if you do, obviously you're going to make friends on the sports team. Absolutely.
You'll at least make one, right?
Even bowling.
I made a friend.
All sports.
I made one friend, yeah. One terrible sport makes one great friend. That's what I've always said. There you go.
Yeah, Brent, I think, look, we've all been there, and I think you're talking to two kind of like I think there's a reason we probably do what we do present day.
Yeah.
But being a lot more recluse, incredibly shy when I was young, all those things.
I think about this, and my dad definitely struggled with this with me
Yeah.
because when I didn't have friends and I was just like hanging out with him and like the family and whatnot, and just like I guess you could see I was a little like struggling with it. He actually got me that poster that I talk about where he says winners surround themselves with winners. It was one of those inspirational posters.
Sure.
And he just told me I didn't have any winners yet. So I know that he was feeling that for me. But what he did was he equipped me to be okay with taking my time to make friends and kind of removing the stigma of not really having any friends, because I feel that could be the reverse, right? She could make it like, you don't have any friends, you need to make friends, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Right.
And then it becomes like the pressure. It's like when you're trying to, when do you meet somebody when you're not looking for it, right? They always say that, right? So it's that same sort of thing with the, the romantic thing. It's the same sort of angle. It's just like people come into your life when you're just being yourself and comfortable.
Right, yeah.
So I think that's important too, just to equip him to be okay with being himself.
Yeah. And I understand where she's coming from, though, too. A sophomore, you want your child to have an enjoyable high school experience. That's such it creates so many core formative memories that you want for the rest of your life, right? And so I understand. And obviously, she's a great mom. She cares very much about her son. So I hope her son, does a great job at that. And I would say, hey, if you're, look, if we're touring together, or whatever, bring him to a show. We'll
meet him in a park.
We'd love to. We'd love to take him to a water park. Is that cool? No, we'd love to bring him to the meet and greet.
Sure.
And I hope he's a Yankees fan. Okay, so we hope that helps you, Bryn. This coming to us from Diana. She got 2 questions for us. One, have you guys gone bowling yet?
We talk about every episode.
Yeah, but we're gonna.
I think
we have to.
This weekend we're trying to make it.
We're gonna go. And then here's the second question: y'all hiring?
For what?
Exactly. I don't know. What kind of outfit do you think this is? It's a camera to no. There's no production here. There's no craft services.
We have
no
a coffee.
PAs.
We have a coffee mug on top of.
We could use a set deck. I guess.
We could, yeah. Hiring? Sure. Let's do it. Here's what we'll do. Send us your resume and what your job that you could do for Two Cool Moms would
let
be.
Us know.
And let us see. Are you a graphic designer? Could you make us some graphic designs? Are you an editor? You could help us edit the episodes. Are you a set designer that you could help us with the set? What do you bring to the table?
Yeah. Give us some clues.
Yeah. I have a lot of things I could just use help with in general, just life things.
Do you want to be Jiggy's personal assistant with life?
Jiggy's personal assistant, yes. You could help him with all the bookings, the flights and buses and whatnots. Here we go. This is coming to us from Maria. Hi, Mommies. First, Joe, our son shares your birthday. Forgot to tell you that when we met you in Albany, he will be 1 this year. Steve, this podcast introduced me to your comedy, and I love that you don't discriminate. Everyone is an equal target,
That's
LOL.
Great.
Even the uber rich.
I love that.
My boyfriend travels for work, and he works a lot on the weekends. So often it's just me and the baby for days on end. When you guys get back home, what do you do to spend quality time as a family? I'm generally so exhausted that I just want to nap when he is home, LOL. Maria, I think both of us can relate to this.
100%.
Absolutely. What do you do?
What do I do right or what do I do wrong? What I do right. Let's start there. What I do right. What do I do when how do you spend quality time together? I think you have to not overplan, because a quality time sometimes gets equated to going out and doing something as a family, where you might get more bang for your buck being in your comfy pants, hanging around, watching TV and with the kid at your own home. You can't equate that with going out. Now, the flip side of that is, which is a little bit of a trap, is when you're by yourself, it's so much easier with one kid to go out with 2 parents.
Right.
4 hands, 1 kid. So much easier. So you do want to be able to do that kind of stuff too. So I think you need to find a balance, because also when he's coming home from work, he's worked all weekend, right? So he's probably needs a little bit you want the best version of him too. Yeah. So I would say maybe try to just find a good balance between, let's spend some time together at home, take a nap, wake up, be together. Yeah. And then plan on doing something. Let's go to the park for a little bit, or let's go to a kid's, play date thing. Let's go to a movie. Let's do something together. I think that's probably the biggest part. And also, and here's where I went wrong, is try to find time for you too as well, because that's very important as well. Yeah. Time for the parents without the kid is super important.
I make sure when I get home, and we've discussed this, just as 2 pops on the road, I make sure I put this away, put the laptop away. My kids, I feel like they're I always let them know, thank you for letting me go out to work. Thank you for almost sharing me in a way, because Dad's got to go out and make people laugh, whatever. That's the job. So when I'm home, I make sure that whenever they can or they want, like, just anything you want to do. Anything you want to do, I'm here. Just, you have my undivided attention. Whether it's like, wrestling, playing baseball, like no matter how exhausted I am, I'll do it. And I tell my wife, I'm like, go get out of here, do whatever you want to do. And so then I just hang out, and and it's true. Like on the off night, we'll get a sitter. And, actually what we do now actually is the kids are in school. My wife works from home. I'm like, we have to go to lunch one day,
right? Yeah.
This day.
Yeah,
So let's tell me what day you can get lunch, and we'll and just vent and tell me anything you want. So just try to do that. Just being present and not selfish with my time.
Right.
Because as much as I want to lay on the couch and nap, I know once everybody goes to bed, I can get my work done then. And that's when I do it.
I've also found that not working, being able to walk away from work has been a huge help for me, because I'm not working as much with everything going on in my life. So to be able to put the phone away, not feel the guilt, or to have the bandwidth to be a father or whatever, that certainly changes things. I will say this: I've made myself consciously always to say yes when they say, "Dad, could we play?" My son will ask me. I'll be laying there doing something or whatever, and my son will be like, "Daddy, could we play?" And the answer is yes. It's yeah, sure. What do you want to do?
Yes, yeah.
Because I've also come up with lazy games. Like I'll be like, we've bought a couple of these card games called Guess the Animal. So I like get the cards. I'll stay where I am on the couch because I'm beat from working all weekend, whatever. But he'll just lay on top of me, and I will start reading the cards, giving each other gifts. Like it doesn't mean I have to go out and build a tree house with him,
Right.
But then sometimes we feel like that. We're going to go outside and do stuff. Like if he wants to do that, we'll do that. So it's more what the answer, can we play, is really, can you spend time with me? And who's going to say, if you say no to that to your child, you're doing something wrong. You got to take time for yourself. It's true, but your child wants to spend time with you, and especially if you're away from home. I think that's it. Her question really revolves around when the family unit's back together, what do you do? And I really think it's finding a balance is important. Remembering everything that's on the table, because it's so easy to be like, I've been with this kid the whole time. I'm so tired. You don't understand. I've been at work on the road. I wish I could be here. I wish you were here. That whole thing. Everybody's had those conversations.
By the way, when I'm home, I just proactively get ahead of it, and I go, look, you could complain about 1,000 things, and you don't when I'm on the road, and I just want to say thank you. I always make it a mandate to tell her that at least once a week. Yeah. Like, you're doing all this stuff. You're going to sports. You're doing this. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, because I really do. And I feel there's a guilt, that I can't go to the volleyball or the baseball or that stuff.
You can't watch them win that game and whatnot. There's a thing, a missing out factor, too.
Yeah. Okay. This is coming to us from Kayla. Hey, Joe and Steve. Love the podcast and big Jokers fan. Question, hot coffee or iced coffee? Would love to hear back. Kayla from Ohio. Kayla, I've never had coffee in my life, and a lot of people don't believe that, but that's just something I never had. And I if I were to have coffee, I would assume I'd want it hot, because that's why break tradition. That's the way to get it, right?
Ice has really gained some traction in the past decade, though. Iced coffee.
Why would you get an iced coffee?
I don't do. I'm hot coffee all day, all night.
It sounds like
coffee.
I want a hot chocolate with ice in it.
That's right. That's iced coffee. That's the hot chocolate. That's an iced chocolate.
Why would you do that?
What is that?
Why would you ruin it?
What is a hot chocolate? Is that just chocolate milk? What is a
hot chocolate milk?
That's chocolate milk, right?
Yeah.
Hot chocolate, right? It's basically chocolate milk. You just get yourself a chocolate milk. I've always been a fan, no matter what the temperature. But here's the thing too, I'm a latte guy. I like a latte.
What is a latte? I don't even know. Is it just with milk?
It's enough. There he is. It took him a minute. Just tossed it, waited for him, and he showed up. A lot. It's enough. There you go. Sometimes you see it. That's the speed at which it fires. That's what makes it tough for you. I get it. Oh my God.
God. You love it. You love it.
I do.
You love it. Because the wheels, I should start catching on. Because I see the wheels turning. And
Did
you're
you see that one? Because that was a quick fire.
Did you get it? It's like 3, 2,
1. Boom. Yeah. Landmine. Move your feet. I always do a hot coffee. Do a hot coffee. Even in the hot summer months. Yeah. I'll do an iced coffee, sometimes poolside. If I want, if I need my 3 o'clocker and I'm in Papa Bear's browning her up. And I'm doing that, I'm doing this. No flip ski, because you only look here. Nobody sees the back. And I just, if if I need to. I flip the arms though. You notice that?
Do you?
I do. I try to even the arms because you see here.
Yeah.
You don't want this. You don't want this. Then this. What is this?
Yeah. You don't want that. No.
So I do this.
No.
But I always face up.
You never go backside?
Barely.
Really?
Yeah.
So from the front, you look
fantastic,
bronzed and amazing, and then the back, it looks like what happened?
It's like somebody didn't finish coloring the project.
That's so weird.
It is weird. It's great though. It's a fun joke too. It also gets me. It also gets me at a pinch. It's like if I cause some trouble and I run away, it's like, where'd that tan guy go? That's not him. Couldn't have been him.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is coming to us from Bloomfield.
The city?
Well, it's more, but yeah.
That's enough. Bloomfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did the chicken really cross the road? Because, like, to get to the other side seems too simple for how much this question is asked.
I've just heard this theory recently that this is a very morbid joke.
Yeah.
And the chicken's suicidal. Have you not heard this? Why did chicken cross the road to get to the other side, meaning it knew it was going to die, so it wanted to go to the other side of life, to the Rainbow Bridge?
Is this your...
I swear to God, I just heard that. Isn't that crazy? Why did chicken cross the road to get to the other side? It didn't want to live anymore.
Makes sense.
And it went to kill itself.
Well, I'll tell you, after a night with Vander-Built.
Cluck, cluck. You never heard that? I literally just heard that. I think it just popped up on like social medias and whatnot. Have you seen that? No.
I never heard that.
It's a simple joke, like it's like a haha, get it? But then I was like, oh wow, that is so funny, that double entendre.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is coming to us from Mel.
Okay.
Mel says, "I like cool moms."
Who doesn't? My retort is, who doesn't, Mel?
Who doesn't?
That's it. Period. The end.
That's it. Michael Jordan Jr. likes cool moms.
Yeah. Nice.
Do you know who he's dating?
Who's he coming?
Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
No,
isn't that crazy?
What?
Michael Jordan's
son is dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Oh, for 3. Really? He is?
Which is like, that to me, when I read it, I was like, that is...
Foul.
That... And one.
He probably wants to check you across the road himself. Foul. F-O-W-L.
All right, this is coming to us from Jamie. Jamie writes...
Just real quick,
yeah.
Right back to this one. The one back before Mel for a second.
Mel?
Was that Mel? Not Mel. Who said the one, I like 2 cool moms? Was that?
Mel.
Mel took the time to write that.
Yep.
But didn't pose a question.
Not at all. It's literally the shortest thing we've ever gotten. Let me find Mel. Now I got to find her.
I guess see what Mel's about.
Because you put me on a task. Now I got to find it.
I'm sorry. You could skip it. We'll just forget it. I was just curious why would Mel not pose a question if she likes 2 cool moms? Doesn't she want some help? Mel's got it all worked out.
You would think so.
Thing. Yeah, she probably got it all worked out.
Yeah, Mel doesn't need it. She's taking a victory lap. She's like, I love you guys. Don't need it.
That's it. I appreciate the stop by. This is one of my favorite things in the airport. Favorite things in the airport. Drive-by compliments. I love people who don't. Joe, you know I'm in a rush. I'm in the airport. I'm going. I'm cooking. I love the walk. I love the drive-by high five. You're awesome. You are too. Boom. High five in it. Going down. Fist bumps. Flurries. Whatever I'm doing on the way out. Love it.
Wait, you're telling me you don't like this? Oh my God. My wife is the hugest fan. Not me. My wife is the hugest fan.
I love that when people
I got to get a picture.
My neighbor loves you.
That's on video.
I love that. No, I don't mind the style. I love it with the fans. But the drive-by compliments when I'm in a rush, nothing feels better. That's a victory lap of life.
Well, it's not only... you're double dipping because A, you're getting a compliment. Who doesn't like a compliment?
Everybody loves compliments.
B, no strings attached. We're done.
That's it.
That's it.
That person's living in the moment. They're telling that story to people.
Thank you.
I saw Joe in the airport. Told me it was awesome. He said thanks and we high-fived.
How about this? Do you not like this? Say you're at Starbucks. You're getting a coffee. You just sit down. You're texting your friends. You don't like this?
So, what's it? What are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You're checking your...
just texting.
Checking my voicemail.
Yeah. What's up? Who are you?
Who are you? You know what I love? I love this. This is my favorite. When I see somebody taking a picture of me, get me myself. I love when people taking a picture of me. If I see them taking a picture of me, I do this.
No,
So
this
that's
is what
the picture I have.
you do that, but then you go the extra mile.
I do.
I've seen you do this 1,000 times. You go, no. Just ask. Come here. Get
here.
it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
'Cause
And
I-
you boom, and you do it.
I want people to have a good experience. I get it though. It's it could get a little weird. And people are like, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, you don't think this doesn't bother?
Oh, dude, my favorite Buffalo. My favorite in Buffalo.
Oh, so great.
Gets
to
Steppen,
Steppen.
which we've discussed in a prior episode. Okay, this coming us from Jamie.
Jamie.
Hey, mommies, I could really use some advice. What do you do on those days when you're just not on? Personally, sure, but professionally, mainly. As a small business owner, sometimes I find it hard to be on as the face of a business all the time. What do you do in those situations? Thanks, mommies. Hope to see you soon at Taste Funny Weekend in Orlando.
Oh,
That's very nice,
all right.
Jamie. So
that's coming up in a couple weeks.
talking about Jiggy's big gala.
Gala
That'll
down
be a lot
there.
of fun.
Big event. It's down in Orlando this year.
Yes.
July 28th through the 30th.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiggy, there's a microphone right there. You can tell us.
Jiggy Fest 2023.
And code word, you have to spell his last name.
Yeah, and that's it's free if you can spell his last name. Promo code free.
Promo code, yeah.
What do you do?
So Jamie's a business owner, and yeah, I think we're all there where
But you
don't
said
feel-
personally too, like if you're not feeling well, I guess it goes hand in hand.
you got to
right?
be on all the time as the face of a business. But look, there's times where even doing stand up,
I've
I'm
seen
in the
you.
green room and just like, oh God, you look slimy backstage, which I've been told. And,
Not by me.
And you're just like, all right, well, but the minute you get up there, it's like,
Yeah.
you just click. It's like,
I
all
think
right, this is the job.
When you're feeling off, you're going to have a certain amount of on inside you, and you
Yeah.
need to save it and launch it at the appropriate time. It's going to be off for a little bit, and if you're not really going to be. You're a terrible person, is what I'm saying. And sometimes, people are going to see that, and you're off.
I'm still in my head. I'm going, what's a latte? It's fucking great. It's really like, I'm so sorry because Jamie wants a question answered, but it's so goddamn fun. Okay,
I'm
it
funny.
made me laugh. It made me laugh.
fun.
Okay, but you seem to know. No, I've seen when you've been in situations where you've gotten, look, when you started, right? You had all these complications in your personal life, whatever, and the minute you get on stage, it's like a switch would flip, and it's showtime. And you come off stage, and you kind of like processing things and the stress of like new to comedy and like working all that stuff. But you're somebody who I know can compartmentalize.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the best that I've seen, where just like you would be vulnerable, express something to me before a show, like I'm going through, I got to figure this out or whatever. Just like, even just like dumb stuff, like, you have an electrician coming over, you're trying to sell a home, whatever, all this like stress and stuff. And then when the minute you walk out the doors and you're a public person again, you switch that flip. You flip that switch better than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, that's what I think. You store the on for when you need it, for sure.
Yeah.
Being in the spotlight's a little different, but even when you're like out and you're having an interaction with people and you're not in the mood to. But I've always had these two words always have been in my life forever, and I think it must have came from my parents, whatever. It's just dig deep, because it's down there.
Yeah.
It's your on is down there. Like you could get through more. Your humans are resilient as fuck. You could get through what you need to, and I just think it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be on all the time.
Sure.
Nobody ever is. But when you need to be, you can make yourself be.
Yeah, I think no matter what the situation, everybody's got down days. Everybody,
100%.
but it's the weather.
Yeah,
it's the weather, and the weather's going to pass. And I, as I've gotten older, I just say to myself when I'm in a bad set of circumstances, and no matter, ask anybody who's ever worked on a film, something bad is going to happen every day on the set, and you got to fix it. You got to recalibrate. You got to problem solve.
Roll with the punches
every time, and I'm sure you dealt with it all the time in a mall. Something 100%. Horrible is going to happen. The paperwork, just whatever. It's the weather. It's going to pass. You're going to get past it, and tomorrow will be a better day. That means you're due a better day.
Yeah,
down the pike. So.
I would also just say too, people who apologize for being off to people, I always find that weird.
Yeah,
people be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. First of all, get rid of I'm sorry. You're human.
Yeah,
you don't have to apologize for being human.
Yeah,
so that's the thing for me too. It's just be like, and if you need to kick something down the road, just be like, hey, can we catch up tomorrow? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly normal. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
hang in there.
Hang in there.
Mommies love you.
Yeah,
that's all the time we have, Stevie.
It is.
We've solved some great stuff here. This one was a latte. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I appreciate you. Remember to check us out on the road.
Check us out on the road. Rate, review, subscribe. Thank you guys very much, as always, for tuning into Two Cool Moms, and we'll see you out there on the highways and byways.
On the highways and byways.
Yes. These mommies love you, so show us some love.
Please rate us and review us. Follow us on all social media and subscribe to our YouTube.